All right, hi guys, I'm back. It's been at least over a month now. I need to get more consistent with posting videos. However, uh, why I'm making this video is a big part of why I haven't been posting. Um, so I kind of warned people a couple of years ago that we were entering an age of the persecution of the church. I was shown a dream back in 2018, I believe. I did not post this particular dream until maybe 2019. It was right before COVID. Um, that video is titled The Final Test of the Last Days, I believe. And in this video, I spoke on warning the church that there was a coming age of the persecution, which was prophesied. This has happened already to the church in the beginning, when Christ was still on the earth. I don't know why people think that the churches, we don't have to worry about those things anymore, but that's not what God was telling me. Every generation of believers has to worry about this. Satan will never stop. He will never quit. With each generation, each new generation, which is why it's important for us to still spread the gospel, because we have new generations now that's here, and it is up to us to do what needs to be done. But going back to this dream I had, it started out with a worldwide storm system. In this dream, I saw this storm system. It was big enough and huge enough to cover the entire world at once. So the storm came in and it was worldwide effect. Um, Within that worldwide storm system, I also saw multi-vortex tornadoes being produced. It was coming from the worldwide storm, and it was producing individual storms worldwide. But those individual storms were targeted at born again believers only. And I'm going to get into that. So then the dream shifts with me being in a hospital, and I wasn't in good shape, not physically, but spiritually and emotionally. I was on my knees and I was crying out to God, help, help. So when you think of a hospital, you're wounded, you need help, you need assistance. This is why you're in the hospital. But in the midst of my tantrum and crying out, I kind of stopped and I looked around the hospital, and that's when I noticed that there were other people of all nations, they had a child in their hands, and I did too. And our children ranged anywhere from days old to teenagers, but we all had one child. The child that was with me was 7 years old. So the Spirit gave me the interpretation at the time to let me know that what I was witnessing in the individual storms and being projected into the hospital and seeing everyone with one child, including myself, those were the born again believers. And what I was seeing was the new creature in Christ with each and every one of us, including me. I was only 7 years old in the Spirit at the time. The individual storms were projected at born again believers only. So during this time, we would be the ones suffering, literally, while everyone else, and when I say everyone else, I'm speaking on the wicked. This is the time. I've been hearing things online, and I need people to understand that I don't feel like we're prepared for what's coming because we're being lied to. This is the time where the wicked prosper and the righteous suffered. We had this in every generation, where people are saying now that, oh no, we don't have to suffer anymore. Christ suffered for us. The first church and the early church did all that. We don't have to do. Not true. Every generation of God's people had to suffer. I don't know what Bible people are reading, but I believe that this is a delusion, a deception. And then when things don't work out for the children of God, guess what it's going to attack? Their faith. God always tell me things prior to it happening. Every event in my life, which is very supernatural. I'm telling you, I have organizations, whole groups of people coming after me, affected my life on every level, okay? But this is how you know This is how you know the task that God has given you is very important. I have enemies that I don't even know personally, but they have a very personal hate for me. But anyway, getting back to this. So we equate material success to blessings of God. This is how people say, "Oh, I'm blessed and highly favored because look at all the success and money and this and that I have." And so the people that have nothing are equated to, "Oh, they're demonic. They don't have no blessings. God is not for them." Again, I don't know what Bible people are reading. I really don't, because that's not true. That's not true. Every person that followed Christ ended up having to leave their jobs, leave their families. When God called you, it's always a greater commission than what the heck you got planned in your own life, okay? It is people who walk for God. You can't be selfish. Like right now, I literally have no place to stay. All of the security that I had is gone. And yet, my main mission is still not to try to survive, but to get this message out here for others. You have no idea, through disobedience, how many people are waiting for you to do what God told you to do. So, to the people of God, only to the true born again believers, this is a serious time for testing, and your heart will be tested. Are you willing to give up if God tell you to give everything up? To give everything up that you worked on and you invested in and all of this stuff and your true desires of the earth, will you be able to give that up? This is the time for testing, and a lot of people are going to fall. A lot of people are going to crumble. This is the time for the manifestations of the sons of God and for the sons of Satan. We're going to see who's who at the end of the day. And this is how it's being done. The harvest is here. I need the people of God to stay encouraged. No matter how much is coming against you, just know why it's happening. You need to stay connected to God, especially during these times when you got the devil on your back. So again, this is a time for the persecution of the saints. While others start to prosper around you, I've also been hearing that this is the age of the transformation of wealth, that God is going to take the wealth from the wicked and give it to the righteous. We can't look for these things to be happening already. Why? This is what got them in trouble. Israel was in trouble when Jesus Christ came here because they thought, yes, Christ is coming. He's here. He's going to overtake Rome. We're going to prosper now. We're going to take back this earth. It's not time for that yet. Let me tell you what time it is. This is a time for the persecution of the saints. We are being persecuted right now. Maybe not in America. It's subtle in America, but we are being persecuted. For me personally, I know with every job that I've been on, I was targeted, discriminated against, all for my beliefs. And that's exactly what it is. So we are being targeted. This is the time for the wicked. This is the time for this beast system to identify who is who and act accordingly. This is the time for the Antichrist. We're waiting for him to reveal himself. Things have to happen before Christ come back and his kingdom come. His kingdom is not going to come while Satan's kingdom is still here. He has to let it run its course. Satan had but a short time. Remember, the Bible declares that he will be given authority to do what he's doing. So where the mighty morphin Christians out there like, we're going to stop this. You cannot stop prophecy. If God see fit for Satan to have his time, it's going to happen. We've always been in this predicament where the wicked rules and the people of God is still in there. We're in it, but we're not of it. Listen to the words. And they stood strong. It reminds me of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Oh, everybody had to bow down to this statue, and they refused. They attack your livelihood. They come against all the things that your flesh needs, which is why God tells us to dwell in the spirit. I mean, if God tell you to leave everything now, most people tell me That's crazy. That's crazy. Why would God tell you where you're going to go, where you're going to live? Again, what Bible have these people been reading? I don't know. If God tell us to do something, don't you think he have provisions set up for you to do it? I mean, and all the prophets that came before us, there was even prophets that were literally in the wilderness and he had birds come and feed him. Huh? That's the God that I serve, and that's the one I believe. He has done it for every generation. This generation believes more in technology and money than the power of God. So it is what it is. But this is a time we're in now, people. So please don't get tied up. When they bring in this new digital system with the image of the beast that can speak and cause those that do not have the mark to be put to death, that sounds like AI to me. When they crash this economy, because it's coming, it's all purposely done as we watch America fall apart from within. It is all prophesied that this land was going to bring forth the Antichrist. This land was literally built, America was literally built to do what it's doing. And the end game is to, once they built up America into this superpower and went around the world, okay, bullying other nations into buying into their system, which their coming system, they have to get everybody to, it's the one world, new world order, one world religion, one world, I mean, this where all this coexisting coming in. Oh, all religions are the same. Oh, well, you go to God that way, I go to God. There's so many ways to get to God. I know, and I never bought into that. Because your God is not asking for what my God is asking for me. So it can't be the same God. My God does not contradict himself, okay? Anyway, so again, this is the age of the persecution of the saints. The worldwide storm was COVID. The individual storms was only directed at born-again believers. And we're going to have to endure to the end so that we can be saved. Understand that the Antichrist was prophesied to overcome the saints. How do you think he's going to do that? How do you think that the Antichrist is going to overcome the saints? I know what he's doing now. He's attacking our livelihoods. The very thing that I'm going to bring it back to Job. Satan and God still operates in the same way that they've always operated, and it's nothing new under the sun. All the ways he tried to get to Job, and it still didn't work. You took away his provisions. You took away his family. You took away, Job was a prosperous man. And then when all of that didn't work, he said, oh, well, man would give anything to save his own skin. We don't want to die. We don't want to die. We don't even like the thought of it. However, we know that it is inevitable, and even God himself said man is appointed to die once. So you trying to save your life here, especially like during COVID, I believe that was a test run where they started mandating vaccines and coming against what? Coming against people's livelihoods. A lot of people are not going to be able to stand, and they didn't. Millions lined up. And they would tell themselves, well, you know, God told me to take the vaccine. God didn't tell you to take that. The government told you to take that. And the government has always tried to be God. Okay? This is why I'm a threat and a problem. But let me tell you something. These people are going to have to kill me. Oh, they're going to have to kill me. I'm telling you right now, they're going to have to kill me. I'm never going to stop until my last breath. I'm just not. So again, if your life is falling apart right now, and like so many of us, and you standing on God's word, that is the reason. That is the reason you're not conforming to peer pressure and all of that stuff. You're not. You're not hiding or being ashamed of your beliefs when it comes to the many against one in workplaces or friend groups. It doesn't matter. I know some people that will buckle. You understand the apostles, right? He told that man, who was that, Peter? You're going to deny me thrice, 3 times. Now, Peter had just said, oh, I would follow you to the ends of the earth, Lord. and he told Peter, not really. You're going to actually end up denying me 3 times. Why do you think Peter denied the God that he loved and dedicated his life to at the time? Why did he end up denying him? We fear death. We fear persecution. We fear you know what I'm saying? All these things, which rightfully so, which is why Satan brings those things against us. Satan cannot intimidate me with death. Why? Because I don't want to be here anyway. I don't want to be here in this system. I don't. Where the wicked prosper and rule over the many and continue to oppress and destroy families. You think I want to be here? I don't. I believe that God's kingdom is greater. And I truly believe in the words that's written, which is why I look forward to all of this burning. And that's the fact. Anybody who loves this world, the love of the Father is not in you. And you will be tested on the very things that, you know what I'm saying? It's a human nature to survive. It's a human nature to survive. Now everybody wants to be an entrepreneur and make money on their own and this and that. It's still buying into the system. They're going to use this very thing against us. Do we not get that? I mean, in my mind, right? I was telling myself, I'm going to go back to work after my husband died. 2 months after I put him in the ground, I'm going to go back to work. And yes, I know about the system, but if I could use the system to get out the system, I'm going to try to save my money. And then I'm going to look for land and I'm going to get an RV. I'm going to give up everything. Really, to me personally, it's not hard for me personally, because God already trained me for this my entire life. And number 2, the more things you have, the more burden it is to try to maintain and keep. Another thing about me, I never cared about keeping up with the Joneses. Everything that I was doing in this system was really for my daughter, who decided to do what she did at the end of the day and caused everything to fall anyway, which God allowed that because I was never supposed to do it. I was never supposed to do it, and I learned a good lesson. But how many years have I wasted invested in things that brought no fruit to the kingdom of God? None. I would talk against this fucking system, excuse my language, but yet I would still contribute. Satan loves to have us contradict ourselves and turn us into a liar. Hell, he called God himself a liar in the beginning, still calling God a liar. Okay, so this is what he does. But if you're not strong enough to give that up, I mean, what does God want from us? True faith. We can't be in control if we got true faith. We cannot. That was the toughest lesson for me. I'm a planner. It has to make sense. I have to have everything written out in step by step. It has to have some type of secure thing for me to invest in. And yet it all came tumbling down. Anything in this system, you could lose it overnight. I'm done investing in things that people could take from me at the end of the day anyway. I want to invest in everlasting things. So I take the L this time around, knowing that I'm going to get the W. Okay? That lasts eternally. So that is my warning and my message to the people of God, to stay encouraged. And if things are falling apart, then God is leading you to something else. And if you're not going to be disobedient to him, understand that it's never going to work out. If he called you, I learned this the hard way. I've been running. I have. I'm not going to lie. But I told God, well, I have a child. And with us, the people who have children and families, is very, very difficult. And God understands that. But you pray to God, he'll give you an escape. I didn't like the way he did it. I did not like the way he did it, but it is what it is because his will comes before your desires. And so I was telling him, I have a child. What do you expect from me? You just want me to up and leave and this and that and the third? And, well, you know, at least wait for my child to finish school and she's almost done. And that's all I cared about was this child. The same child that turned around and just allowed everything to go belly up, all the years invested, everything. And it was to teach me a lesson. It was to teach me a lesson. The very things that I've invested in came to a crashing halt. That's God, baby. You better believe it. Because on the flip side, with things that seemed impossible, God allowed it. It's all for his glory. These are not personal victories that I take from my own, I will never boast in these things. I know people came against me. They tried to have me taken out of here. I mean, anything from supernatural car wrecks to people poisoning or trying to set me up, all type of stuff, and I'm still here. All type of stuff. So again, I don't boast on that. I just know that he will always have his way. And so when he allowed my daughter to go, basically, I'm going to just say it. She went. I had her in early college. Oh, we were doing great. In my mind, we were doing great. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, daughter. You'll be finished school. And then, yes, I'm trying to set her up in a better life than I had. So she don't have to get out here and do what I did, right? A good mom would do that. And I'm setting her up. I don't have no money for college, so let's get you in this early college. I was always invested in her education since she was small. I didn't play that. Okay, now you get to the school, you're almost done in your 10th grade year, and you decide to just write a manifesto. My daughter knew better than that. My daughter was 16 when this happened. You decide to write a manifesto threatening the school and the staff of shooting them up and AK-47s, all type of crazy stuff. My daughter knew better. I'm in security. I've been in security for over a decade. I talk to my daughter. I have conversations with her. I was very involved with her. So I knew that she knew what she was doing. And here's the thing. It was just a joke to her. That's what she says. It was just a joke to her. And then you go take it a step further and post it to the internet. And telling me your friends said that and your friends went and ratted you out. Well, why everybody got kicked out of, why nobody got kicked out of the program except for my daughter? Except for my daughter right at the marker where she was done. And so from that point on, I had to walk away from the job that I've been at for almost 4 years after building all of what I built for me and her by myself, might I add. No government assistance, no family assistance, no friends assistance. It was just me and her and me with my little one job trying to take care of everything. It's crazy. And this is what God allowed, because I remember I told him, well, what do you expect me to do? I can't just, you know what I'm saying? Oh, be careful. Be careful what you try to bring to God as an excuse, because he will make it happen. He's showing me how serious it is. Okay, he will make it happen. Next thing you know, I have to walk away from my job. I have never recovered. This happened last year. My daughter is now 17 years old and apparently graduating now. She's been no longer living with me since August of last year. Okay, she has. I already know what's going on with my daughter. Obviously, if y'all look back and y'all see in my videos, I was warned about my own seed when she was only 1 year old. Satan himself. This is how I know I got a great calling. Because when my life can reflect the words written in a 2,000-year-old manuscript, something crazy about that, okay? You go to Jesus Christ, God manifested in the flesh, and try to offer him the kingdoms of the earth. And then you come to me thousands of years later doing the same thing. I'm not no Jesus Christ. I'm far from perfect, and I'm not God manifested in the flesh. However, I believe in the scriptures and the gospel. I believe that Christ was God manifested in the flesh. But why Satan need to come to me just like he did with God? There's something about that, because here's the thing. I was always deprived from a lot of things in life, starting with love of family, right? Being orphaned and adopted by a very vicious and greedy family who has tried to set me up for failure my entire life. Okay, sorry about that. There, I had to kill a spider. They continue to manifest anytime I start speaking on certain things. It's very weird. Or is it? But anyway, I believe it's because my heart is not tied to the things of the earth. just like Christ's heart wasn't. And Satan don't take too kindly to that. I believe that we are a conundrum. Like he knows how we are. Like, oh yes, we're built to survive. We don't want to die. We're gonna do anything to save our own flesh, even if it means turn our back on our own God, like Peter did. You see what I mean? Because the flesh is weak. But this is why he's been training me to be without and to go without and to show that it's not even that important. In my opinion, he's always provided for me at the end of the day. And I think that Satan don't like when people don't care about what he wants us to care about. I think that I am a mystery to a lot of people. Because these are the things that they've tried to use to control me. They think I'm so tied up in my career, or I'm so invested in what the hell everybody else is invested in. I'm really not. I was literally doing all of that for my daughter, who ended up giving me her behind to kiss in the end anyway. So now I feel like I'm more of a relief to not be, I didn't believe in the things that I was doing. I didn't. I just did it for her. So I think that he has to come in a different angle, which he has, but the things that he couldn't offer me anything, which is why I laughed in his face all those years ago. I mean, the very thing that I want, you are incapable of giving. I know that I can only find that in God, the true God. So, material things and all of that, I don't know. I just know the more you have, the more greed and corrupted you become. I've seen this with my own family. My own family started from humble beginnings, and with the growth of success and money, I've seen a great change in their personality. I don't know why people equate respect to success. Oh, I respect you. Oh, yes, you have all the money in the world. I want to be like you. Yes, every word that come out your mouth, I got to listen because you made it and I got to see how you did it. What is our true motives in life? To get every damn dollar we can and then die? I don't. Anyway, so this is my rant, but it was really a message and a warning and a comforting word as well to let you know it's all going according to plan. Do not listen to these deceivers out here telling you it's our time now. Oh, wealth transfer and all this crazy stuff. People gonna be hurt. People gonna be hurt. When church started to crumble, we already seen that. Churches is starting to crumble. Pastors are starting to get exposed because God said that judgment will begin in the house of the Lord. For the people that know better. The people that have been leading people astray and acting like the doctrine of God is he doesn't want you to be broke. He doesn't want you to be broke. How can God ask that from you? Huh? Go back in the scriptures. Please go back in the scriptures. I don't know. I don't know where they're getting this information from. And no one's reading the word at all. I don't understand where they're getting this from. Again, every person that was called by God was asked to leave the very thing that they invested in, the very thing that gave them security. God is asking, let me be your security. I need full-on faith in you. I need you to look to me for every need. This is who God is. Because the one message he's always said to Israel, I want to be your God, and I want you to be my people. It's sad. This is all God is asking. Let me be your God, and you be my people. That's it. And what does that mean for him to be our God? The way we look at money to fix all of our needs. I mean, that's for starters. At the end of the day, when the money is tainted and corrupted and the economy falls, then what? It has to happen. It has to happen. They cannot bring in this digital currency without the old one falling first. So at the end of the day, they're bringing in this infrastructure for the Antichrist, for the New World Order. It has to happen. And they are very serious about their plans Very, very. They are dedicated. They are patient. Wherein the one generation died, the next one takes over. They have been working at this for a while. And so, again, I believe a lot of the sons of God will be manifested during this time, and there will be a great separation. It started to happen already. I had a prophetic dream of my own family separation. God's been trying to get me away from these people for a very long time, and I keep going back because, well, they're my family. That's all I know. I don't have no family. God made it to where I'm not accepted in no sides of my family, not my adopted family, not my blood family, or my mother or father's side. And I'm just like, okay, God, you just making sure that I'm alone in this earth. That's how I was looking at it. But God is not, He's going to do what He needs to do to preserve and protect, even if it meant separation from my own child. You see what I mean? I didn't know how to take that because any and every church or person would say, no, God wants you to be with your family. Oh, how could He do that? No, the mother and the daughter. I don't know. Again, what Bible they have been reading. Because it says right there in the scriptures that I didn't come to bring peace. This is Jesus Christ himself saying, I didn't come to bring peace. I came to bring a sword and division. The mother against the daughter. The daughter, what's causing the division? I learned it is truth itself that caused division. It doesn't bring unity. The truth often separates. It literally separates and divides. God has always been the great separator. From the time of Genesis, He came down here and He saw there was nothing but darkness and water. So He brought the light. But He didn't leave the light with the darkness. He separated it. He separated it. That tree of good and evil, that is a contradiction to God's own nature, which is why it brings death. If He is the literal glue to this reality and then something else comes in that's against Him, it's always going to be war and chaos until God come and separated a final separation between dark and light, never again to be put together. That's how it started and that's how it ends. All right, I'm done.